Dear learners, so in the Talonix training that we are covering with JavaScript, today's session that what we are going to discuss. We are going to see how this string object is going to work. So yesterday, the previous session that we have discussed about array objects. So in today's session that we will be discussing about string objects. So how can I create a string? By using a string literal, I could be able to create. The way is very simple. Where string variable which is equal to within double quotes I will mention the string, right? So using document.write of str that it will display the value available in the str. Second way of creating the string using string object, right? So nothing but I am going to use that string constructor here, passing argument as the string that what I need to use, right? So that has been passed over there. Using new keyword that I am going to allocate the memory dynamically for the string name, right? So this is the second way. So by these two ways I could able to create the string in JavaScript. First one is using string literal, normal way of static declaration. Second one is using new keyword by using dynamically allocating the memory and by passing the string within the string class as a parameterized constructor. Okay, so these are all the two ways that string can be created. So now we are going to see some of the methods which are available within the string class, or using string objects. What are all the methods that I could able to access? So I am initializing a string caret of a location. Okay, so the location represents the, so string is considered to be a collection of characters, nothing but a character array. So if I'm going to give a integer value, the corresponding positions character will be retrieved. That's it. So I have given 2. So it will start from 0. 0 is J, 1 is A, V represents 2. So V will get to be displayed. Concat. So it's used to combine two strings. We have S1 and S2. So I am going to use, I am concatenating S2 with S1 and storing it in S3. So ultimately it will display by combining these two strings. JavaScript concat example. Concatenation is nothing but combining two strings. Index of str. Okay, index of str. So it is ready to retrieve me the position of a character or a substring. Okay, so the difference between character and the index of is that I could that can be differentiated for character and a substring. So that's the main difference here. That's what index of. So from, but you could be able to count and find out. You start from long. Last index of. So the same type of things already we have seen in the previous objects also, right? So the same string will be available in multiple times in the given complete sentence. That's what here you could be able to find out. Java is available in two places. JavaScript from Java T point index of. So last index of means what is the last occurrence of the corresponding substring. So last occurrence is nothing but Java T point. So in that Java, so ultimately the position of the starting string will get to be displayed. To lowercase. So the given complete string is converted into lowercase, to lowercase. Uh, that's very self-explanatory actually. To uppercase also, the given string is converted into complete uppercase. Slice. So that's something interesting. Slice. They have given a string slice of 2 comma 5. 2 is the beginning index, 5 is the ending index. Okay. So what are the characters available between these index? Those things will be displayed, including them. Okay. So A is 0, B is 1, C is 2. So from that 2, 3, 4. So it is going to eliminate the last one. That's all. So CDE will get to be printed. Okay. So that's the idea of slice. Trim. It is used to remove the spaces. Okay, it is used to remove the spaces which are available in the given string, especially left and right. Okay, so here you could be able to see in S1 I have given JavaScript space trim. Though the space which are available at the front and at the end is going to be trimmed. It is going to display as it is. Okay, so it's used to remove the unwanted space in the beginning of the string as well as the end of the string. That is the purpose of the keyword method trim. Next one is a Boolean object, right? Boolean is also object here. So how we will be creating the Boolean object? Boolean object will have only two values, true or false. Whenever I am going to work with any conditions, I will get these results. Right? Simple way to create the Boolean object equal to new Boolean of the value that I will pass. So if I am going to identify what are all the values it will support. Boolean is object, right? What are all the values it will support, true and false. Okay, that can be identified using some relational operators for an expression. Number object. What are all the number objects available in this? So initially we have seen object, next we have seen array, next we have seen string, after string we have seen Boolean. So now we are going to work with the number object. What is this number object? Nothing but we are going to work with the numbers, that's all. But how it can be identified and used by JavaScript, that's the important rule here. Okay, so the simple syntax is variable, that means where I'm going to give a variable which is equal to new, number is the data type of the value that I will pass. It's a procedural way using a parameterized constructor. So the possibilities of number objects, the values that what I could use. I can use an integer value 1 or 2. I can use a floating point value 1 or 2.7. I can use a scientific notation, nothing but 13E4. Okay, nothing but 13 into 10 to the power 4. So that has been represented like 13 small e4, nothing but after 13 we are having 4 zeros. So otherwise I could able to create as it is. So I could able to map with any type of data. That's what given in the previous syntax also, right? So these are all the possible of number objects can be used in the JavaScript. These are all the math functions. I think all these functions are self-explanatory. Whatever we will be seeing in C, C++, Java, Python, the same sort of outputs that it will ready to retrieve. All these math functions are applicable. The only thing is how we have to access math.abs, math.acos, okay, math.floor. So likewise, I have to use, and within that function, I have to pass the corresponding argument. Okay, so these are all the available math functions. It's completely self-explanatory, so you could able to go through that. All the functionalities will be available pertaining to trigonometry, or it could be analytical geometry, right? So normal number system, all the mathematical functions are available over here. Date object. Okay, so I think we have seen in Java 8 features while we are running in the previous module. So Java 8 features that we have seen as a date as a class, the same thing that here we are using. Okay, so date as a class here. The current date will be stored in today, the variable. So this could be the syntax from DOM, document object model, right? Document dot get element by ID of text dot inner HTML, which is equal to today, the variable, right? So in the place that it will be displayed. So current date and time will be displayed. Okay, so using that variable today. Only to print the time. Okay, only to print the time I need to use this function, right? So for anything I have to create an object variable today equal to new date. So hour, minutes, seconds are being retrieved by the functions get hours, get minutes, get seconds. Okay, all those things are combined, and the corresponding DOM method will access and to work with a dot inner HTML identifier, the value will be displayed in near current time in the format of hour, minutes, seconds. So this is a simple program that will display the digital clock. Normally this current, the hour, minutes, seconds will be displayed as it is. Okay, so for a single digits will come like single digit only. For example, less than 10. So in that case, I want to prefix 0 with it. So in that case, what I have to do, I have to write my own logic. So if I value is going to be less than 10, ultimately 0 will be appended with the previous display, right? So you have to remember a point, whatever that I'm going to combine with a string, the result also will be displayed as a string. And it's the reason why 0 is being added as a string here in the logic. You could be able to check if I less than 10, ultimately 0 will be added over there. So that can be identified and mentioned as, so for example, like 8 a.m. So in that case, it will display, normally it will display 8 colon 0 0. Instead of that, I want to display 08 colon 0 0. So if I want to display like that, I need to use this logic. So that's the complete orientation of the program. Because using that method, get hours, get minutes, get seconds, I could able to find it out, display those things very easily, right? Even including the date. So that's the interesting thing about the digital clock. So by that, basic objects are completed. Java basic objects. We have seen object, array, string. Next we have seen a boolean, number. Okay. So finally, closing with that, we have seen a date also. Okay. So these are all the basic objects we have seen. Next, window object that we are going to see. Otherwise, browser object model, I could able to convey like that. So in window objects, what are all the corresponding methods are there? Or what are the corresponding objects are there? Document, history, screen, navigator, location. So document is nothing but the place where we will display our document in the browser. History is nothing but the content or the variable or the cookie that will be used in our browser. Screen is the display area of the browser. Navigator is used to move forward or backward between the pages. Location will ready to work for my navigation. What are all the methods that window object will provide for me? Alert, like a message box. Confirm, message box will come with a yes or no. Prompt, message box will come with a text box. Okay, open, that will open the window. Close, that will close the current window. Set timeout, it's like a timer. Okay, after a specified action, the corresponding function will be invoked. These are all the methods of window object. Regarding history object, I have three methods: forward, backward, go. So it will load the next page, previous page. It's not. The same functionality of that arrow key mark in our browsers. Forward arrow and backward arrow. That's what. So go represents that if I'm going to pass a corresponding URL, the page will get to be loaded. And next, navigator object. Okay, navigator object supports all these methods. That's the reason I have given this program. App code name, app version, cookie enabled, language, user agent, platform, online. They will fetch these data. Okay, navigator object. So when you are going to execute in different browsers, it will give you different outputs. So I have executed this program in my browser and I fetched this. Actually, I have executed this program in Chrome. Okay. So the basic app is Mozilla. So it was named as Netscape. Initially, we have a browser called Netscape Navigator. The basic source code is from Netscape. So what is the version that we are using for this corresponding entity? I'm using Chrome. Chrome 84.0.4147.105. That is the content that I'm going to use. Cookie enabled. Yes, I have enabled my cookie by going through the Chrome settings. So I'm using English as the basic one. So user agent, that's also I have logged in into my browser using Google account. That is the reason why that's also being enabled over there. So my basic platform for my browser is going to be 32-bit only. That's what Win32. So navigator.online. So it represents that it is ready to send the crash report and usage statistics to the Google. That's what navigator.online : equal to true. Screen object. So what is the screen object? It's purely about our window display. Okay, so the browser display, how it was completely about our display area in the browser, width, height, what is the maximum width, what is the maximum height, what is the color depth it is ready to represent, what is the individual resolution. That's what it is going to display. So these are all the values that it will ready to. Okay. So my resolution will be 1600 into 900. So in that the projected area will be 1600 into 860 only. Color depth and the pixel depth both are same. Okay. So that's the interpretation of the screen object, right? So till now we have seen screen object, navigator object, history object, and window object. Window, history, navigator, and screen. Okay, so these are all the objects that you need to remember pertaining to this window, right? So in window we are having this document, history, screen, navigator, and a location. So location will be incorporated along with navigator itself. So these are all the second level stage of objects that you need to discuss. So initially you have seen the Java basic objects. Second one is that we have seen browser object model. What are all the objects that you can do something with the browser, right? All those things that you could able to fetch the variables, built-in variables used by the browser. Okay, you could able to fetch those values and you could able to manipulate or you could able to use it for any type of creating a data analytical page. So for example, in a browsing center, how many users are using Chrome in this page, how many users are using Google in this Chrome page, how many users are using ICICI Bank website in this particular Chrome page. So likewise, if I need to get any type of statistics, I could able to move these types of browser object model. It can be customized depending upon the place where we are using, right? So that's a complete end of the session. Again, we'll discuss the thing in the next part. Thank you.